Hey guys, my name's Dylan Foster and I'm going to be showing you how to do a quick jump animation in 3ds Max using a character model from 11 Second Club. First things first, you're going to want to go to 11 Second Club and you're going to want to download the model Max made by this developer here. Once you have that model downloaded, you're going to want to unzip it and place it into your Max scene just like this. It should load in right at 00. Once you have your character loaded into the scene, you're going to want to go into the Scene Explorer and you're going to want to expand the layout to find these text options. You're going to want to select them and you're going to want to turn them off just to clear off the clutter. Next, you're going to want to open up your material editor and go to the compact material editor and you're going to want to load in just a simple jump setup JPEG. Next thing, I'll set up a plane here, a decent size, and I'll put this texture on. This is just going to be how I will be setting up the basic jump animation for the character. So, from this point, what you're going to want to do is split your screen into two to make this a little easier. You're going to change your first one to be on the left side of the character, or the right side, whichever side you have your plane on, and change it back to default shading so you can actually see. And then the second one, you're actually going to leave in perspective view and default, and this is where you're actually going to mold your character and start the animation. From here, you're going to select the entire character, mine's the parent object, and you're just going to hit this key filter option. You're going to turn all your key filters on and select all, just so that it does select all of them and activate them. And you're going to hit this auto key and you're going to hit set key. This will set a key at frame 0, setting our character in this T pose. We're not going to keep our character in this pose, but that's just to get things started. From there, what you're going to want to do is get the character pose similar to this jump. So the first step would be to start bending the arms. So you're going to grab your arm object and you're just going to start rotating it down. Put it to 80 degrees, and we'll do the same to the other arm. And now we're going to want to bend the elbow. So grab your elbow, put it at a 50 degree, 45 degree angle. And then you're going to want to get your character's hands to be working properly. As you're going to be getting ready for a jump, your fists are probably going to be closed at this point, as you're getting ready to go down for your crouch and to burst up with an explosion into the air. So you're going to just grab your fingers, change your rotation from view to local so that you're actually bending the fingers in the right locations. And you're just going to bend the arms, or the hands, into a closed fist. Now get the other hand going. And then we're just going to start to bend the back as he's starting to lean forward to get ready. Separate the legs, because this is more of him getting ready to jump. And now that we have all this set, we're just going to highlight our character minus the parent objects, and we're just going to hit set key, and now our character is set in their first pose. So now we're going to get started on the crouch. First things first is grab your timeline slider and move it to 7 to get to the right distance that it would take for your character to go from a stand to a crouch. Grab the hip point and move it downwards to there. At this point, as you're getting ready for the jump, you're going to want to move your feet out to give yourself better balance. And these points here are for the knees, and we're going to move them so that they're not as close together. Probably to there. The chest won't be bending backwards anymore. It'll start to curve in as you're storing up all that energy to bounce out like a spring as you jump. Swing your arms back. And out, as your arms would not be right against your body as you're swinging them back. Also at this point, I'm going to open the hands. No, not yet. I'm going to wait to do that as we jump. We're also going to take the character's head and start pointing it upwards as he's starting to look towards where he's jumping. So our next step is to get the launch of the character into the jump. So what you're first going to do is move your slider to 11 to get it to the right distance of frames. And then we're going to start molding our character. So I'm just going to take this picture, because right now at this point our character hasn't moved from his initial start. Line that up with the feet. And we're just going to take our character up and over. And now you'll see we're having some issues with our feet. But if you actually go to the feet and go over to the modifier list here, to the attribute holder, you actually have a whole bunch of different movements that you can do with our foot. So we'll bring our foot up to a 25, a negative 25 roll. Or bring our other foot up to that too. You can still see a gap, which isn't good. So we're just going to take our character and bring him down a bit to make that connect properly. Next thing we're going to do is straighten the back. Because right now we wouldn't be coiled like a spring. We would be extended, trying to get as high up in the air as we can. So swing your arms forward. Swing it forward. And then we'll swing it out a bit. Turn the elbows in just a smidge. And tilt our head just a bit more. So now we have our character starting from a standing, going to a crouch, and then jumping up. So now we're going to actually start working on the jump, because so far all that we have is our character doing a crouch and throwing his arms in the air. So what you're going to do is skip frame 17, because that would be too difficult to do right now, and we're going to go right over to frame 23. You're then going to grab the waist of the character and the 2 feet selections, and all that you're going to do is move that character as far as you want them to jump. Now obviously if you watch the video now, it's very broken. Your feet are snapping off and your legs are getting stretched. It looks terrible, but we'll go back and we'll fix that. Right now we just need to get the landing working. So grab your waist, pull it the opposite direction. Drop it down a bit, and we're going to want to fix our feet here. Take off that roll that we put on, and we're going to want to tilt the foot the other direction as we're coming down for a landing. So we'll do 20. That looks nice. We'll do 20 on this foot too. Add a little bit of toe roll too, why not? Put that to 15. And now we got our character's feet at least in the right position. His knees need to be a little bit more straight, so we'll pull his body up higher as he's coming down from a landing. And now we're going to start messing with his chest, as he would not be angled forward anymore. He'll be angled backwards. We'll bring his head down as he's looking towards where he's landing. And rotate his arms back. Also at this point here, his hands would not be closed. They would be open. So grab your hands and open them. And get the other hand. Alright, hands are open, and we got our landing pose set up. Maybe we'll add a bit of rotation to the spine here, as we are coming down from a jump. There we go. Now we still have the issue of this, with our character glitching out here. So, now that we have our start crouch to our jump and our landing, we can now go back and do our in the air for the jump pose. So, as we already got the movement going between the two, all that we really have to do is get to that frame, click on our object that we want to move, which is the waist, and bring it up a bit. Select the 2 feet, bring them up 2, also move them forward. Rotate the chest, or the waist, so that we're leaning forward more. The head should be pointed down because we're now trying to look at where we will land. So rotate the neck a bit, and then angle the head. And the arms won't be so thrown back as they are right now. And now, if we watch, we should have a crouch, jump, and a landing. There is a little bit of issue on the jump here, where it stretches off the feet, but that'll just be fixed with some tweaking, and it does look like we need to do a little more movement with the arms, because it doesn't seem like they do much in that crouch. So we'll just go back, grab our arms, and just rotate them a bit more. And check. Nope, that's still not enough. Bring the arms way down, and then bend the elbows. There we go. Jumps and lands. So with our jump animation now almost complete, we're going to now work on the recoil and back into the standing pose for our character. So to get started, we're going to click on the feet, and we're going to remove the foot roll and toe adjustments that we did for our landing, because we are now on the ground. Also be sure you're on frame 27 when you're doing this. We want to rotate the waist so that it is back to the correct rotation. And we're then going to bring the waist back over the feet and down for a crouch. We want to rotate our chest be recoiling from that landing. Head will be rotated to be looking straight. And the arms, we'll try putting them like this. I don't think they should be too high up, but we'll see once we actually play the animation. I think we need to bring his chest more rotated. Yeah, that's better. All right. Here we'll also highlight the fingers on the hand, on both hands. And then we'll go back to a frame where they are closed. Copy that over to frame 27. Frame 27, there we go. And now his hand should be closed. So with that done, we now want to work on getting our character back into standing and then back into the initial frame. So with our crouch done, we're now going to get our standing pose set up. So move to frame 31 and start adjusting. We're going to start by moving the feet in and unrotate them. And we're also going to bring the knees in because they should not be this far out. With those done, grab your waist, pull it up, unrotate your spine, and rotate your arms down. Actually, before we do that, highlight your whole character and just hit Auto key and go back to your standing pose and rotate your arms and take them out of the body. Same with the other arm. And now for our next pose, which is frame 37, we could try to get this frame set up. But why would we do that work when it's already done? So what we're going to do is in your left view or right view, whichever side your picture is on, make a box that goes right to the character's foot, back of their foot. Then grab your 2 foot and waist selections Go back to 0. Copy them. Hold Shift on your keyboard and drag that over to frame 37. 37. And now our guy will go all the way back. But so with our character positions moved all the way over to 40, we're then going to go back and we're going to highlight the entire character except the parent objects. We're going to copy that and move it over to frame 37. Our character should then go back to that exact frame. Grab your waist and your feet. Find where your box is. And move your character to it. So now, if I shrink this time frame down to 37 frames and hit play, so there's some issues with the feet there, which will be easy to fix. But other than that, oh, and it looks like our arm's messing up there. Looks like there's some weird rotation happening there. So we'll take these feet positions, copy them onto frame 31, and that should get rid of that issue. Oh, never mind. We'll grab them from frame 37 and move them to frame 31. That looks better. We'll probably also copy them to frame 27, just so that our feet are always landing on the same spot and we don't have issues. Now what's going on with our arm here? Where are you getting that from? There is a weird issue with the arm here. And then it likes to rotate back. So we shall just take both parts of the arm on those frames and remove them. Move to frame 21, no, 23. We shall rotate the arm, just that part of the arm, up. Up. And then we'll hit frame 27. Rotate the arm back down and the elbow up. Looking better. frame 31. Rotate it down. And then for frame 37, hopefully, if we grab these two parts of the arm and copy frame 0, there. So now we have a simple jump animation for our character. Thanks for watching the video, and if you're, again, looking for this model, it is on 11secondclub.com, and it is the max model by these two right here, James and Peter. Thanks for watching.